and welcome to Briar Haus Writes. I'm Becky Parker, and today my esteemed guest is poet Joseph Sanfilippo, and he is here today to discuss his poems and to talk about anything that he would like to talk about. Welcome to our program, Joseph.
Thank you very much for having me.
And Joseph, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you come to the United States?
Well, I came here to go to the university. I went to the University of San Diego, where I met my wife. And the whole thing started over there. We got married, we had kids, and now I'm retired from work and I enjoy writing poetry.
So, have you always enjoyed writing poetry? Has it just been something you've started recently?
Yes, I have. My very first one that I did was on a big ship sailing from Italy to the United States. I was only 17. But after that, study, work, and all that, I kind of forgotten it. I did some painting in the meantime, but after my retirement, for some reason, everything started coming back. Memories, days passed, and that's how I started.
And how do you draft a poem? Like, what is your writing style?
Well, I think of the place I was born, the colors, the people, remembrances, old people of long time ago. I think of my poem basically during the night, in my dreams. I wake up in the morning and a word or memories, they just come back and I put on paper.
So,
Style, basically.
do you typically write about yourself and your memories, or do you have like a specific topic that you cover, like world events, or what do you normally write about?
I write things about myself. Sometimes I write things about some political belief and memories, basically, memories of people, of friends, of a place of long time ago.
So, what is the hardest thing for you to write? Like, do you ever encounter any kind of roadblocks when it comes to your writing? Any kind of um, writer's block?
Well, it's really more something personal things about myself. I'm hard of hearing, so I wrote an interesting poem to me anyway about how it feels to have lost most of your hearing. So yes, also some friends that I remember with nostalgia, during the nostalgic times, the beautiful time that I have in my country of birth,
Hmm.
which is Italy, of my region within Italy, which is Tuscany, the color, the people, the color of the sea. Sometimes it is hard because I really want to be there.
Right.
To put it on paper, attenuate the missing that I feel for not being there.
So, when you lost your hearing, you wrote about that?
Oh, yes, I have a poem about that. Yes, I did. I did send it to the Institute of Hearing Loss, which is in Florida, and they like it very much. And they read it to, I don't know if they read it or they present it. They probably put it on a screen.
Right.
It gave me pleasure that they did that.
And it sounds like that you're writing with especially when you have such a loss like that and you're missing your friends and family in Italy and your homeland. It sounds like maybe those that writing is therapeutic for you.
Yes, yes. My poem really are simple, simple memories which are very dear to me. My poems reflect what I feel at the moment. Like I said, at night, I think of a word of something. I wake up in the morning, I put that word on my iPad, and it comes from there. Where it comes from, I really do not know.
It comes from your heart because I've read
Probably,
your
yes,
writing and it's beautiful.
probably.
And it sounds like that your writing though isn't just for yourself. It sounds like that you're especially you're writing about your the loss of your hearing. is going to help other people be able to cope and
Yes,
deal with something like that too. So,
yes,
um,
that's very true.
when you aren't writing, what do you enjoy doing? What are your hobbies and your
Well, I
interests?
like painting. I paint the colors of my native land. I did send you a sample of that. Uh, that's what I miss the most. The colors, the peace, the silence. The part of Tuscany where I was born from it's really unspoiled, not many tourists. They have forest. Uh, I do enjoy that.
One of
But
the things,
the painting mostly after the poem, and also I love cooking. My food has always been what they call the Mediterranean diet.
okay.
We do not eat much meat at all. If you do, basically it's white type meat, chicken, to as an example, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, simple, really cooking of that specific part of Italy, which they call the Mediterranean diet.
And I also know that you are very fluent in several languages. So, when it comes to poetry, do you ever have trouble in your mind translating from one language to another? Like especially
My
different words. Like
my big Go ahead, finish.
someone read a poem the other day and it was the word frippery, and that's a strange word for anybody. So when it comes to translating poems, how do you go about doing that? Because many of us are not fluent even in English. So tell us how to do that.
And that is really the hardest one for me, to go from the Italian language to translate into English. English is a great language for business, but for the musicality of a poem, really there is a lot lacking. So it's very hard. Sometimes I have to change the poem, not in its entirety, but in the flow of words.
Can you read for us today some of your poems? I'm going to put it on share screen and have you
Sure,
read
no
for us.
problem. Yes,
Now,
absolutely.
these poems are in English. So,
Well,
so
I have some in Italian if you prefer.
either way.
Okay, this is called A Woman Standing at the Entrance of a House. A woman standing at the entrance of a house, gently whispering a song of love, gifted to the wind to search for someone gone for a time too long. The light of a new day enters the open window, soon to vanish among the shadows of the visiting night. A repeating circle of hope for an answer still yet to come. A twinkling candle on a window sill, a small lumen of light to show the way to a wanderer who may have lost the way to a waiting heart. A little sound never heard before, a faint knock, a tear of hope on a woman's face, the notes of a love song entering the room, a solitude escaping at the opening of a closed door.
Wow, that is beautiful.
A puff of wind, a puff of wind on a quiet day, unannounced, memories of days past floating through open windows, vivid reminders of moments of the life of yesterday, tick-tocks almost silent on a clock, tolling the remaining hours of each day. The puff of wind is now gone, windows and doors closed, no visitor allowed. It is hard to rewind the old clock hanging alone in the stillness of a lonely wall. Life is a sound faintly calling from a place hard for me to recall. A puff of wind waiting outside to still the sound of the remaining tall.
When you wrote this one, Joseph, what were you thinking about that particular day?
I was thinking that time is going by. My place is still there, verdant green as always. Life is hanging on a lonely wall on the
Mm.
tick-tock of a clock, which unfortunately you cannot rewind. And a sound at the very end that says, waiting outside to steal the sound of the remaining toll.
Lovely.
It's a very nostalgic.
It's
It talks of age, of time
mhm,
going by. There's not you can do about it,
right.
unfortunately.
It sounds like though it's basically saying, in a way, make the most of the time that you have and capture those memories while you can.
You can say
That's
in English,
lovely.
yes, your English is better than mine.
No, not really. Okay.
Yes. I like this one. It's a small French house, was a visit in May that we had in France. My wife's sister has a small home in the south, and this came from just being there. It's called a small French house. A small house sleeping among the dark green of silent hills, a small road disturbing the sleepy days of centuries, an old man, a ghost of a long time ago, guarding the walls from the cruelty of time, a rusted old gate, his friend. A small house among small houses, few remaining, clinging to the lost glory of men working the fields of plenty. Roofs hiding behind a mantle of solitude, words not needed among the few. I speak of past and present, life spent with the breeze of spring, the hot punishment of summer days, the relentless cold winters, hiding the fallen leaves of fall under a white mantle of snow. Past and future are the same. Time is not important to life spent caring for the needs of the fields, brief nights, long days, answering the calls of nature. The small house is still there, living in its silent slumber, offering refuge to those searching for something simple, a peaceful existence among the friendly ghosts of the past.
Wow. So it sounds like that house has a lot of meaning.
It's a place that reminds me of my own place in Tuscany, basically. The paysage, the colors are very similar. This is my favorite poem that I wrote some time ago. It's called An Open Door. And the door is the door of the house of my grandmother on a small village on a hill in Tuscany. A curved man walking the fertile land, a little garden near an open door, past and present within four walls, one step, nothing more. A table and two chairs, wrinkles on hands resting on consumed wood, waiting for the comfort of home-cooked food. A small place hidden among chestnut trees, a stream of water caressing the brown earth, cleansing the thirst of seeds soon to be. A curved man on a chair, words, a curved man on a chair, words to a woman not there. A silent conversation, a question asked some time ago, an answer coming no more. Sadness comes to an aching heart, entering an open door to the past, to see a place of youth where a child once stood, sitting on mother's caring laps. Old walls of yesterday, memories kept not far away. One step to a lonely room, a table and one chair, a silent man over an ancient floor, a tear fell at the closing of an open door.
So what
It,
was your grandmother like?
it's a remembrance of me entering into the house of my grandfather and my mother where I spent my youth,
So
basically.
what were they like? I never knew
It
my
was a small
grandparents.
place. It was very old. Actually, it comes from the period of the Renaissance.
Okay.
The homes there are very old. I mean, looks like they defy time. Very, very strong walls, strong women, strong people, which endure really the sadness of time that never stops. So
So
entering that place brought long, long, long sad memories, but happy memories more than anything else. And then
Are,
a tear at the end that came down, when I had to close the door.
so tell me about when you are part of a work group. Do you join any kind of work groups, any kind of poetry workshops? Do you do any kind of um,
Oh, no, no, no. The group that you and I are part of are the very first one that I outed myself with my poem. No.
and
I I
how do
do
you
send
enjoy
some
it?
poem out. I send it to members of the family or very close friends.
So how hard is it for you? How vulnerable do you have to be to share your work? Some people can do it with everybody, and then others hold it very close and they'd only share with a few select group. How are you in
Well,
that?
it was very hard at the beginning because I didn't know what I was gonna find, what I was gonna experience. But with the time, you and everybody else in the group have become friends. So it's really very easy to, I mean, I have over 1,000 poems that I don't share all of them. Some of them, every day, really, I do about two or three. So it's a crazy way of letting things out, basically.
What advice would you give to people who have not felt that they could be comfortable in sharing their work? What advice would you give to that writer who really still afraid? How would you
I do
talk to that
understand.
person?
I do understand their feeling, but it always takes the first step. See what you experience when you do it the first time, maybe the second time. See how comfortable you feel. See how they react to your poems. If they give you really true input, of what you're trying to say. If they understand really what you're trying to put out. If you feel that way, and then I do understand their feeling of reluctance, but make it go away. At least try to make it go away.
At least try. Even if maybe someone may not like your particular style, at least you've put yourself out there. You've tried.
Right. And
Yeah.
it has really helped me a lot because of going from a different language into English. So it's been kind of a study for me, and hopefully it will get better with time.
You are being very modest because you write very well and are very expressive with the words that you use. And the group that we are talking about is the Tennessee Poets from the Neighborhood, which is a weekly group that meets on Thursday nights. And it's a group of writers from all over Middle Tennessee.
This poem is called Feet. Feet on level ground, hard stones, obstacles to the path, rugged ascent that sting the breath, descent between walls and thorns, a search for an arrival, ditches of water and mud, wounds to the plain, lashed by the wind that pushes the shoulders backward, footstep lost in the foggy air, clouds and sunshine, unsteady walk, fatigue like the ox at the plow. Sit, says a friendly voice at sunset, on stones that stay the search. Let your eyes be closed to the refreshment of the darkness, to the black of the night that welcomes the moment, a refuge to the sunrise, feet on level ground, stones on the pathway to life. The colors of time. The blue embrace the green reflection of the fields, and the yellow is born, a color that blends with the first glimpse of red, staining the horizon to a deep orange. The colors of dawn. They fade gradually, a bubble burst by the scalding rays of a redness that blinds humans mercilessly. The flower does not bend nor hide its gaze. It turns slowly and challenges the red-hot orb, encapsulating in its seeds and its yellow petals the radiant heat of the sun. Vital sap of life for a flower daring to gaze upon the boundless blaze. Then come the rain, a new call it drowns in its grayness the remains of the day, a new color born from the black and the white, ashes forcing the surviving glimpses of colors to hide behind the sunset. Darkness and silence remain, only small noises asking the wind to disperse the meaningless existence of a color that has no reason to be in the rainbow of time. A cycle eternal that begins with a small glow of light, awakening the colors hidden on a painted canvas that exists from sunrise to sunset.
Those were beautiful. Well, again, Joseph, thank you so much. And I look forward to meeting with you again. Have a good day.
Okay, you have a great day.
Joseph's painting.